Watch this clip and then let's talk.
Do y'all think it's too harsh to cut off a friend because of their romantic partner? Because I've done it a few times and I think it's 100% valid. You know how they say you are who you hang out with? You 1000% are who you sleep with. And I find it interesting when I meet women who are just so ambitious and smart and funny and cool and all the good things, and then their boyfriend is literally just a nuisance, a bum, a menace. And this can go for the other way around too. It's not just a women and men thing or whatever, but I just feel like I also don't want to be in a place where I'm feeling annoyed whenever your partner comes around, or I don't want to hang out with you and your partner because he's just not a good person to be around. I also think sometimes a lot of people self sabotage with their partners because they can be on this like uphill climb and then they meet somebody that just tanks both of them. I had a friend years ago who was just an amazing person, super smart, had all these things going. And she would constantly date just bums, men who were terrible, abusive, just terrible. And I almost feel like it was a way of self-sabotaging for her because maybe she didn't feel like she deserved to have the things that she had, so she would kind of date these guys who would kind of bring her down to a certain level where she felt comfortable. But in the midst of her meeting these men, she lost her scholarship, she stopped going to school, she couldn't keep a job, she lost her car, and I couldn't do it. I had to end up cutting her off because even my advice was not being heard. It was just like in one ear out the other. So as I'm growing and getting older and meeting new people, I definitely judge them by their partner as well. And I feel like that's 100% valid.
I agree 100%. I have cut off people, greatly restricted access to me, the works when it comes to my friendships based on who they are in intimate romantic relationships with. So first, a story time. Before the story time, hi, my name is Shayna. If you're new here, I talk a lot about child-free living, decentering men, friendships, a lot of stuff along under those umbrellas. Sounds like something you're interested in? Please, definitely subscribe. It's a lot more where this comes from. Now, the story time. So, I'm not going to share her name, but I had a friend who I'm no longer really talking to. Like, she might text me every now and then, but I did let her know, like, hey, it's hard for me to see you in the same way because of this person that you were dating. She is a lady. I have white friends. So, we we like knew each other in undergrad. We hung out all the time. We partied together. Like, we had big life moments together. I thought that we were like really in this, right? And maybe like 2 years ago, mind you, she's had a spree of dating men that were just not good. But she loves an aesthetic, right? Like, she loves the look of a man. She's also a Taurus. Do I wish that she was more I wish that she was giving a little bit more Shira 7 when it comes to like how that Taurus comes out, because I think Shira 7's a Taurus rising. Anyway, she loves an aesthetic of a man. She likes a pretty looking man. What's going on up here doesn't really matter, or I haven't experienced her interacting with a man where like what's happening up here really matters. It's more of like the look. So there was a guy that she was dating, and he was a white man, and he was in his 30s, and he would use the N-word to his friends around her. And then I didn't, she would tell me about him, but she kept that piece out. And then one day she just told me and was like, oh, like, Shane, he does a silly thing. And I was like, silly thing? And you're still sleeping with him. This isn't the first time he's done it, and you're still sleeping with him, and you're telling me what? So she tried to justify this, rectify this, not like with him necessarily. She's like, okay, well, like, I'm gonna let him know that that's like not okay, but Shayna, he is from Central Jersey, so. And I'm like, I don't want to know how you tried to make that make sense in your head, but please tell the man that you are consistently having sex with to stop using racial slurs. Like, and maybe encourage him to not be a racist. To please let the racist that you're dating know to please stop being racist. And after that, for obvious reasons, I couldn't see her the same way. I didn't really want to hang out, didn't really want to talk about things. She felt the distance. I was just like, yeah, like, you date racists. And then you tell me about it. Like, I don't know. The thing that I thought we had clearly is not what it is. Because you are choosing to be around. These are the people that you're choosing to be in intimate relationships with. And I judge for that. We all should be judging. We all should, like, I like to say that I am a professional judger. I'm also a Libra. So I think that judging things, like, there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. I think that a certain kind of judgment is literally what saves lives, It's why we don't walk down the sketchy alleyway at night. We are judging the scene, the scenario, the circumstance. So we should also be doing that when it comes to the people that enter our lives and enter our friends' lives also. Because who you sleep with says a lot about how you view yourself, what you're okay with, and it's also highly political. Yes, who you sleep with is political. Loving versus Virginia was like, we know what was going on during slavery. White men were taking advantage, and, like, I don't know what I'm allowed to say on this platform. I'm used to TikTok, unfortunately. I'm getting off of there. This is my new home. But white men were taking advantage of an obscene amount of Black women throughout the transatlantic slave trade, right? So that was inherently political, right? Because we were not viewed as humans. And then when Loving versus Virginia came out, because the sex wasn't the thing that the government was concerned about, it was the institution of marriage that the government was then concerned about, and the benefits that come with that institution. That was a slight tangent, but going back to, like, who we sleep with is political. If you sleep with cops, you are literally supporting cops. If you sleep with racists, you are literally supporting racists. If you sleep with sexists, you are supporting sexists. Like, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So for all of those women that are sleeping with men that degrade women, belittle women, think less of women, think women should only be in the kitchen and are only good for one thing, you're not just making a political stance on things, but you're also saying what you deem is acceptable to your life. You think that you deserve to be treated like this, and you think that women should be treated like this because you, as a woman, are choosing to be treated like this. And there is a strong element of pick-me nature in this, because why is having a man that is toxic better than not having a man? Now, clearly, I would like to say that people recognize that I'm not saying just don't sleep with anybody, like just don't sleep with men, While I am personally abstaining, not necessarily intentionally, men just start talking and I immediately get turned off. And that wasn't always the case. It's just lately, because I've been listening to men, I go, oh, and then I'm immediately dry. But it's not that I'm saying just stop. I'm saying be selective. Please increase the standard for yourself for what you think you should deserve in life. Because let's be 100 for a second. Do you really think that men that don't respect women are good and bad? Do you really think that men who don't listen to women will listen when you say a little to the left? Like, I don't see what the draw is. Do you really think that men who are that men who are racist who don't respect people as a whole? Like, what do you think it's going to be like in an intimate situation? Because I can't imagine that it's good. It's like expecting somebody who does not wear shoes to be able to tap dance on command. I can't make it make sense either. But if you, as somebody that cares about somebody else, that wants the best for your friends, and we know that who we are in intimate relationships with can either increase or decrease the quality of our lives. If you surround yourself with people that link themselves to people that actively bring them down, then via osmosis, energetic osmosis, that energy at one point or another is going to make its way back to you. And what is it going to do? Gonna bring you down. It might not happen overnight. It might not be immediate. It might be a slow kind of like the person in the video said, she realized that she was talking and none of the advice was being met. And it was kind of, I would imagine it's starting to get frustrating, right? If you feel like you can't have these kinds of open, honest conversations with a friend, if you feel like you have to constantly bite your tongue, if you feel like you don't want to hang out with them when their partner is around, if you actively hate their partner, if their partner actively hates you because of your gender, your sexual orientation, your skin tone, your whatever, your race, your ethnicity, whatever it is, what makes you think that that person who you think is a friend, who has intentionally paired themselves with this person, is a good friend to you? I'm just asking questions. Now, before people get mad at me, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all those things. And if you have some thoughts, put them in the comments. If you really want me to respond to something via video, I'd really appreciate a super thanks. Because there's a lot of comments and it can be hard to go through all of them. I do my best, but sometimes it gets very overwhelming and I get easily distracted. So that is all for now. I will talk to you all soon. All the best. And I want you to want so much better for yourself. And let's say that you're one of the people that's doing great. Let's say that you're one of the people that's already doing great. Who's to say that you can't want better? And then better comes your way. That's all. Okay, bye.